Hey guys, Dave here, back with another video, and I haven't posted in a minute because I've been trying my hand at the comedy thing, the more commentary style videos, and I kind of hit a wall when it came to that because I don't know, I just haven't had a good idea in a minute. So I, have decided to kind of take a break from that, at least for a little while, because I have a lot of other ideas that I want to do. And also, I've just been very busy. I've been trying to do more stand-up lately, which has been taking up time. Work has been very busy. So apologies for my absence, for the all two of you who care. Just kidding, not really. But today we're gonna try to get back to our roots a little bit. Obviously, I'm a big anime guy. That's kind of where this channel got started, on the back of manga and anime. And I thought it would be fun to kind of not only get a video out, but kind of get back to our roots a little bit, because I do still love anime very much. I think my camera is sliding. Sorry about that. So I thought it would be fun to answer some questions about anime today. This is an audio that I found on TikTok, actually, and I was just going to make a video about it, call it, one and done. But as I thought more about the questions, I kind of realized that I had a lot to say. And if you guys have been around the channel for a minute, this 1 minute in particular, you guys know I'm a rambler. So I thought it would be fun to kind of talk and make a video, not only if you guys are at all interested in some of my anime watching habits or watch history, as some of these questions, delve into the history, your personal history with anime. Feel free to answer in the comments below or roast my picks, because some of them are kind of out there. Not really, but sort of. And also, I just thought it'd be fun to do this. So before we hop in, I don't have a good editing software. I know a bit about editing, but I don't have the software to do it, so I don't have any graphics, overlays, pictures, can't do that. Just think of this like podcast style, right? Just sit back, relax, read some manga, whatever, and I'm going to just talk, and we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you all enjoy it. So anyway, I've got 11 questions here. So the first question is the first anime, what is the first anime you have ever encountered? Now, I have a real answer, or my official answer, and then an honorable mention. Honorable mention for this question would probably be Pokemon. It's probably something that I've seen a commercial for, or like caught like half of an episode, or flipped through the channels, whatever. I didn't have cable growing up. I had it very young, and then I didn't have it for most of my life. So I really didn't like fully get into anime until I was a little older. And then if I ever stumbled upon like a DVD or whatever. But probably Pokemon. I mean, I played the games, didn't really get into the anime until later in my life. In fact, I've never actually finished the anime, which is kind of sad. But my official answer for the first anime I encountered was Dragon Ball Z, because technically, yeah, you could say Pokemon, because it's probably the first one that I've seen. But the first one that I sat down and watched is Dragon Ball Z. It was like a late night, and also it was the first anime that popped into my head when thinking about the answer to this question. But it was like a late night. I was a child, so I don't know why I was up so late watching Adult Swim. So, red flag right there. But it just popped on, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. This is so cool. How do I get more of this? Which kind of leads into the second question, which is the first anime watched when getting into anime, and that would be Dragon Ball Z. I didn't watch it fully through until, I don't remember exactly when, but I remember really liking it, and I would watch it whenever I could, whenever it would pop on Adult Swim, and this is where the DVD thing from earlier comes into play. Is I found a Dragon Ball Path to Power DVD at like some supermarket for like $7, and I was like, dude, I have to have this, because again, this was I don't mean to sound like old or like a fucking like millennial boomer, but this was back before streaming services were as widely used as they are today. This was like, I don't know, 2004, 5, something like really, really like a while ago. And, at least for me, I wasn't technology, I'm not a big tech guy, at least at the time. So really my only access was cable, which I didn't have, or DVDs. So I found Dragon Ball Path to Power and I watched the fuck out of that. I thought it was awesome. Even though that movie, compared to other anime movies, compared to other Dragon Ball movies, is not the best, it holds a place in my heart because it was one of my first anime experiences. So that was the first anime I watched. Now, the first anime I completed, and this is where my honorable mention comes into mind, I don't know. I actually don't know the first anime I've ever sat down and completed. But the earliest one that I can remember is Gunsword. It was another like DVD, one of those save DVDs. You ever see those with the green banner? And it's like super cheap and it's got like the whole series or whatever. I found that one day in like a flea market or whatever. And I was like, that's cool. The guy looks like a cowboy on the front and he's got a sword. That's sweet. And I watched it and it was good. It was pretty good. It's probably, I don't know where I would put it. Maybe at least top 20 for me, anime. But yeah, I really like it, and it's my honorable mention to this question because it probably was the first one that I watched all the way through. I don't know though. Don't hold me to that. So question 3: first anime to make me cry, or the first anime to make you cry. 100% is Free, Eternal Summer. I'm not a big crier. Years of therapy have really helped me open up with my emotions a little bit. But I grew up being like, I don't want to tell anyone what I got going on because that's for me and that's for nobody else. But as I've grown as a person and everything, I've been able to access my feelings a little bit more, and that's translated to media in a way. Because I would watch a sad movie and I'd be like, damn, that was sad, that was rough, but I wouldn't cry. But until I got to Free, Eternal Summer, where they're all, spoiler by the way, please, if you have not watched Free, I highly, highly recommend it. Please watch Free. So I'm gonna let you either go do that and come back in like, I don't know, a week, or just like skip ahead. But it's at the end of Eternal Summer, which is the second season of Free, and they're all talking. The four homeboys: Rei, Haru, Nagisa, and Makoto. I hope I got that right. I haven't watched Free in a minute, so I have to refresh my memory here. But they're all like at this river or whatever, or this lake, and they're talking about how it's their last meet because Haru and Makoto are graduating high school and going to college. And all of a sudden, Nagisa starts like bawling. He's like crying. He's like, "I want to swim with you guys. I want to be. I can't. This memory can't die here. This tank can't die here because like, why can't we just keep doing what we were doing?" And that hit me, and I was like, "Damn, dude! Like that not only made me sad because it's a sad moment between them as characters, but it also got me thinking. I'm like, dude, like that's so true." Like you never really think about it, and like I know high school for a lot of people is rough. Granted, I didn't have the best high school experience, but I consider myself to be lucky in the sense that I didn't have a very horrible one. And obviously, if you did have a horrible one, I am not saying that high school is great, high school is good for everybody, but just in my personal experience, it made me think back on high school. And it made me think of friends that I saw literally every day. And then the second we graduated, I've never talked to again. And it really makes you think about experiences. And you're like, damn, that shit. I never knew how good I had it. I mean, there was a lot in my personal life that made it hard, and as I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. But on a surface level of being able to, yeah, school sucks, yeah, getting up early sucks, but being able to go and basically just hang out with your friends all day, or at least see your friends every day. And then now, flash forward, I there are people that I have literally haven't talked to. I graduated high school in 2014. That's damn, almost 10 years. Well, it got a couple years, but that's like 7, 8 years ago. Like I haven't talked to people in that time. And then these are people that I talk to literally every day. So it kind of hits you, and you're like, fuck, dude. And just the emotion between those characters and them crying, and just the domino effect of like Nagisa crying, and then I think Makoto, and then Rei, who's very stoic, does the whole glasses push up thing, and he starts to shed a tear, and Haru, who's pretty much emotionless throughout the entire series, he starts to break. And it's like, damn, dude, that shit hits hard, not only because it's a very emotional scene, but it also makes you think about your own personal life and your own friends that you had in high school, or at least for me. I can only speak for myself. It makes me think of the people I talked to in high school, and God bless the buddies who I still hang out with, who I've been friends with since even before high school. But there are other people that I really think about, and I'm like, damn, I wish we could have stayed in touch a little more. But that's just life, and while it's sad, it's all it's sad because it's a change in your environment and a change in it's basically growing up. It's inevitable, and I think that's why it's so sad. But yeah, honorable mention for that is The Wind Rises. Now I know it's not an anime series, but it is a Studio Ghibli, however you pronounce it, movie. Which is anime, so I stuck it in there. The Wind Rises is such a beautiful film. I can't remember what specifically made me cry, but I remember getting a little emotional during that movie. It's such a beautiful film. I don't really have anything else to say. It's beautiful in its art, but also just in its characters and in its story. It's just, like I said, it's a very beautiful film. And speaking of art, these are flowing right together. Number 4, an anime that made you appreciate anime as an art form. So not just like as anime as anime, but as art. And I really thought a lot about this one. And, even though it's new in the grand scheme of things, I gotta go with Demon Slayer. The art in Demon Slayer is so interesting and so different, I think, than anything that I've personally seen, mainly with the attacks, how they add in this watercolor, to Tanjiro's like water form in the wheel and everything. I forget what it's called, the water wheel, whatever. And they add like, animation on top of animation by making that, this watercolor painting, and how it offsets with the animation style that they chose for the show, but in a weird way, as much as it offsets, it also complements it. And I don't know, it just is so cool. It's hard to explain. I mean, I feel like it's something you just need to see or watch, and I'd be very surprised if people out there haven't watched or seen Demon Slayer. I was a little late to the party, admittedly, but with how popular it is, I would just have to say watch it. An honorable mention is Afro Samurai. I just thought the art in that was very interesting. A lot of it seemed to be this grayscale, kind of almost black and white type deal. I loved how Afro's hair just kind of like, it almost seemed like Super Saiyan hair in a way, how it would flow up and just kind of do its own thing. And I think all of that put together just made it a very interesting show from an art perspective. So I would say that would be my honorable mention for that one. Number 5, an anime that makes you laugh every time. Honorable mention, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is hilarious. I've watched it through, I think, twice, 2 or 3 times, and I laugh every time. It's consistently funny. I think it's a show that I can recommend to anyone who's getting into anime, because the humor is so mass appeal and superheroes are so mass appeal that really, it doesn't even need to be anime. The fact that it's anime is really just, I don't know, it's in its art style, if that makes any sense. You know what? That may not make much sense. What I mean is like, I've had friends of mine who are like, dude, I just don't know about anime. Like, I don't, I just don't know how I feel about it. For whatever reason. I mean, anime is not for everybody, so I understand. But like One Punch Man is a series that I can safely recommend and be like, look, it's, it may have its anime moments, like its fan servicey type moments, which I really don't think it has that much of. But superheroes and comedy. I mean, regardless of how that's portrayed, whether it's live action, whether it's a regular like Western cartoon, whether it's anime, that's something that anybody can get behind. So One Punch Man, honorable mention. However, an anime that makes me fucking cry laughing, and it may be a cop out because it was made with the intent of being ridiculously funny, and that's Ghost Stories. Ghost Stories, like I said, it might be a cop out because the original dub, to my knowledge, isn't necessarily supposed to be funny, or at least as ridiculous as it is. But when the dub in the West, they said, you know what if we just went crazy with it, and they add in a bunch of pop culture. It's basically like the only thing I can think of is like Scooby-Doo mixed with South Park, and then make it an anime. Like, that's literally that's how I describe it to most people, and I've recommended it to a few people and they have not been disappointed. Ghost Stories is so consistently funny, and it's honestly, I think, one of the funniest anime I've seen in a long time, if not ever. Excuse me, I have to get water. So unprofessional. Will he cut that out? Probably not. Anyway, so yeah, Ghost Stories, hilarious. Number 6, an anime that made you realize growing up is hard. Free Eternal Summer would be another good answer for this, but I tried to make every answer different. So my honorable mention for this is Toradora. I just think that it made you realize growing up is hard in the sense that, like, love is difficult, and sometimes two people can love each other but not be on the same page. And especially when you're growing up, like, because the show is about these friends who kind of all have these interweaving, like, I like you but I also like them, and I'm not sure if you like me, blah blah blah. And that's just like peak fucking high school shit. Not that I really dated in high school, because look at me, right? But I had friends who were like, I like this person, but I just don't know if they feel the same way. And it made you it makes you realize growing up is difficult, because not only are you trying to navigate yourself as a person, but when you get to that age and you're starting to like other people, you have to navigate their emotions as well, and be a good partner, but also not give too much of yourself away so that it's a completely one-sided affair. Or at least that's what I interpret. So that was my honorable mention. But my true answer, or official answer, is Stars Align. Similar in the sense of, like, high school is tough, but Stars Align, I didn't expect this, but it really delves into some kind of dark things. Like, it's an anime about softball tennis. Is that what it is? It's like tennis, but like with a softer ball. It's like a very niche, like, form of tennis, but it was such an interesting anime because these characters are not only dealing with the sport and the toll that takes on being a young person and devoting a large part of your time to not only school but also to your sport, but it also delves into, like, you got one guy who's like parents like his brother more than him. You've got another guy who was abused by his mother. You've got another guy who is coming to terms with himself in terms of his like sexuality and everything. And they managed to cram so much great storytelling in like 12 or 20 episodes. It's a very short series, especially for all that they're able to tell. I would highly recommend it. It's and it makes you, and again, per the question, it made me realize, like, damn, growing up is tough. It's tough. There's a lot that goes on in life, and sometimes, shit happens. We're already at 20 minutes, so I'll try to, roll through this a little bit better. 7, an anime that I want to try but just can't get into. Honorable mention, Detroit Metal City, mainly just because it's not dubbed. I know I'm gonna lose some credibility here, but I don't watch sub. If I wanted to read, I would just read the manga. Simple as that. An anime I want to try. My official answer is that time I was reincarnated as a slime or whatever. It looks interesting. It looks fun. I like the art style, but I just haven't had the time to get into it, especially when there's like 80 other series I'm currently watching. Number 8, a series that I could rewatch endlessly. Honorable mention, Haiku. Haiku is great. I've watched it. I watched the first 2 seasons like 4 or 5 times. I've watched the 3rd season a couple times. I haven't watched the 4th yet, which I really should. I just haven't gotten around to it. But it's great. Love Haiku. Very great show. Very underrated. I saw it and I was like, volleyball anime? What the hell? I don't even like volleyball. And now I love volleyball. Like, that show made me like be interested in watching volleyball like IRL. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a wonderful show, but I don't need to explain Haiku to you guys because it's one of the more popular animes. I'm sure you've seen it. So my official answer to number 8, an anime that I could rewatch endlessly, is Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, right here, my boys, right there, is my favorite anime of all time. It is so good and so criminally underrated. The characters are great, and they're not only great characters, but they have great development. Yusuke goes from being a punk who doesn't care about anything to somebody who will literally die for his friends. Kuwabara goes from a punk who only cares about fighting to somebody who values his schoolwork and his relationships with his friends and family, as opposed to he didn't really care about that before. It's just so good. If you take anything away from this video, and that has to be watch Yu Yu Hakusho, it is great. It is fantastic. Maybe not perfect anime, but damn near perfect and super criminally underrated. I not enough people talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, and it pisses me off. Not really, but kind of. Number 9, an anime that has taught you a life lesson. A lot of these could be applicable. An honorable mention I put is an anime called Number 24. It's about rugby. Basically, the life lesson that it taught me was, never give up. Because you had one character at the beginning of the series. They were, 2 characters really, were in a very bad motorcycle accident, I believe. And one of the guys was never going to walk again. He was told he can never play rugby. But he didn't give up, and he became their like coach or like equipment manager or something. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it basically taught me never give up, because like even though you're down and out, you can still do what you want to. You can still get what you want to get out of life. So maybe he's not able to play rugby again, but he still is in that world and still is a team with his friends and everything. And it's a great show. And another lesson that same show taught me is, what's the way to word this? Is like, don't be too hard on yourself, I guess, is the easiest way I can word it. Because the character who was on the back of the motorcycle is the guy who I mentioned before, and the character who was driving totally felt horrible about the situation. He quit rugby. He became like a recluse a little bit. Like he would just like stay in his apartment, and it took him forgiving himself. Maybe that's the lesson: is learn to forgive yourself. The main character, the guy who got hurt, he forgave him. The team, was a little annoyed that he had ditched them for so long, but how are you really going to hate on the man for that? Because he felt horrible. But it took him forgiving himself to really come back to rugby and really shine as one of the best players on the team. So I guess that's the lesson, is it's okay to forgive yourself. It's just because you make a mistake doesn't mean that your life is over or that you're completely irredeemable. So that's my honorable mention. My main answer, my official answer for anime that has taught me a life lesson is the anime Cheer Boys, which is another super underrated anime. It is an anime about an all-male cheerleading club, and it is fucking awesome. It is so good. And the life lesson that taught me was don't be afraid to be yourself. And that's something I always say is I always say, as long as you're happy and you're healthy and your interest does not hurt anyone else, including yourself, do whatever you want. Life is too goddamn short to worry about, like, oh, I want to be a cheerleader, but that's kind of a sport that's mainly reserved for girls. But, like, fuck it, dude. I'm going to do it. And me and my homeboys, we're going to do it, too. We're going to do an all-male cheerleading thing, and we're going to be fucking awesome at it. And they are, and it's a great show. It's a shame that it's only, like, 12 episodes. If any anime deserves a season 2, it is Cheer Boys. 100%. I love that show so much. Number 10, an anime that I recommend that nobody ever watches. Yu Yu Hakusho. I know I was going to do a different anime for each question, but Yu Yu Hakusho is too good. It gets 2 answers. It gets to be the answer to 2 questions. If you take anything away from this half-hour plus long video, it's gonna wind up being a half hour at least. You watch Yu Yu Hakusho. Watch it. I'm serious. Fucking watch it. It's so good. Another anime I could recommend, Cheer Boys as well. Because nobody, they see like, oh, it's an anime about cheerleading. I don't know about that, but it's good. It's very solid. But my official honorable mention answer, Yu Yu Hakusho is my official answer. But my honorable mention is Girls und Panzer. People see that sometimes. They see a bunch of little cutesy girls driving around in a tank, and they're like, I don't know about that. But you see a bunch of cute little that was a weird way to put it. You see a bunch of cute girls driving around in a tank, being friends, and how would you think that that's not an amazing concept to a show? Right? It's just such an amazing show. It's so good. The girls are so cute, but they're very smart. They're very intelligent, and they command respect, and they command a tank. I know that was kind of a weird way that I started talking about that, but also I'm like trying to get through the rest of this and stumbling over my words. So a bunch of you were like, what did he say? Did I just do a fucking meme in real? Oh my God. Okay. I just unironically did a meme in real life. I'm the lamest person in the world. I'm so stupid. Anyway, final question. Let's wrap this up. Series that I like, but I'm not sure why. Now, this was an odd question because usually if I like something, I have a reason as to why. And then if I don't like something, I don't watch it. So it was kind of an odd question for me to ask. This is one that I really would love to hear your guys' opinions on, because I really want to know if there's legitimately a series that you like, but you don't know why you like it. Because like even Sword Art Online is a series that I really don't like, but I can at least say some good things about, and like, because I've seen all of it, so I have to at least like something about it. So I kind of changed the question a little bit and said, and reworded it and said series that I didn't expect to like and wound up really enjoying. Um, so my honorable mention is Yuri on Ice, for a very similar reason as a show like Haiku. It's about a sport that I really just am not interested in. Figure skating, very cool, very talented. I have respect to figure skating and figure skaters because that takes a lot of effort and a lot of practice. But it's just not my sport. It's not my thing. But watching Yuri on Ice, I'm like, dude, figure skating, kind of dope. And the same thing with Haiku, like volleyball, dude, kind of dope, kind of sick. So that's my honorable mention. Kind of a basic answer, but that's the answer that I've got. But my official answer for a series that I did not expect to like is Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan for me is like this in its quality. It's a good old wave because I like it and then I fucking hate it, and then I like it and then I fucking hate it. But overall, I would say I like it. I didn't expect to because it was very big when I was in high school, and I don't want to be mean, but it was only liked by the most annoying people. I'm sure you all can infer what that would be or who that might be, but I was into anime in high school. I liked it, but like I couldn't ever talk about it with anyone because everyone that was into anime was all like, "Oh, Attack on Titan is the greatest thing ever." Ooh woo, you know? And I'm like, dude, stop. Just stop. Can we talk about anything else besides Attack on Titan? And also, your tail is very dirty. You should clean it. No hate. No hate. If you're gonna, like I said, as long as you're not hurting anybody, be yourself. But you were hurting me with how cringy you were. Sorry. Let me rephrase. Sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean. I'm totally just joking. But I wasn't sure I would like it because it seemed like a show that would annoy me. And also the Titans are gross and ugly. And I started watching it and I was like, how the fuck can anyone take any of this seriously? You've got like people running around yelling, screaming like, oh my God, the Titans are here. And meanwhile, the Titans are like, hey, hi. Hello, I'm a Titan. Like that. How is that terrifying? How is that scary to anybody? But I kept watching it. I was like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And then like season 2 and the whole like Historia thing, I didn't like that. But then like the newer stuff I kind of liked, and like season 3 kind of ended with like some good like, oh fuck, okay, all right, we really doing this, like Levi and the Beast Titan and whatever. I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. And then we go into season 4, and as much as people are kind of shitting on season 4, I kind of like it. I really don't like Gabi or whatever her fucking name is. I hate her. I think she's an annoying character. But everything else is like pretty cool. I'm like, it's very interesting to see these characters in a more grown-up light. It's very interesting to see this whole new setting, this whole world that we didn't even know existed. So yeah, it's an anime that I didn't expect to like, but wound up enjoying to varying degrees. And with that is the end of the list. I apologize if I got a little mean there. I didn't mean to. I was just joking. But it's the most accurate, quote unquote, way I can express why I wasn't into Attack on Titan at first. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have more soon, hopefully. I have a lot of ideas. I just have to find the time to actually film them. So please feel free to answer all of the questions down below. Let me know what you guys think of my picks if you're at all interested. And I really hope you enjoyed this kind of just talking, laid-back style, because that's probably what the next couple of videos of mine are going to be, just because I don't really have the time to do much editing right now. But anyway, that's it, and I hope you guys enjoyed again, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks, and bye.